And we're good. Okay, back for another video. So this one I want to talk about Taorluaths. This was a request from a student I was working with to kind of go over these. And so what we've done is we kind of break them down a lot, like super a lot in the beginning, to where like these are like what a Taorluath looks like broken all apart, right? So at a base, like a Taorluath is an embellishment. It's everywhere. You see it everywhere, and it's extremely important to play it clean and crisp. And you're going to hear me say that about all this stuff a zillion times, but it really, really is important. And at its base, if we just look at an A Taorluath, and we can look right here. So this basically breaks it down where we have the G grace note on A, which isn't technically part of it, but we come down to the low G with a D grace note. And then in this one, because it's an A Taorluath, we're going to come up to the A with an E grace note. So if we slow that way down, it looks like this. Okay. So that's basically what this first line kind of breaks apart. So to play this first line, we're just going to play the first four measures, of the line. 1, 2, ready, play. So that's that first line. One more time. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay. And in the second line, we break into starting on a B and what that would look like. And so we have this split into two different sections. These two measures are exactly the same, where we're coming off of B and ending on A. And then in this one, we're going to come off of B and end on B. You'll hear this in tunes like Bonnie Dundee and a zillion other ones. B Taorluaths, I think, are really super tricky. I've had to work really, really hard on them. If we play the first two measures right here, this is what it'll sound like. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, and then the second two measures where it ends on B. If we're going to play the whole second line, it's going to sound just like this. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and play the first two lines. Nice and steady, nice and even. Play it with me. 1, 2, ready, play. And so now we're onto the third line, which is the C Taorluath, okay? And so we should start to be recognizing a pattern in this music, which a lot of these exercises are like that. So we're going to start, the first two measures are C to A, second two measures are C to C. So again, C, low G, D grace note to A, or C, low G, D grace note, E grace note to C, E grace note to A as well. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, so we're going to play the whole three lines that we have on the screen here. 1, 2, ready, play. Now, so that's the three lines. When you scratching my armpit, very professional here, killer. When you're coming up to the B and the C, especially, you want to make sure that you're not getting any of the crossing noises, right? So it cannot sound like. Sorry, it can't sound like this. It shouldn't sound like that, but it can't sound like this either. You can't. It's got to be crisp. So you want to make sure you focus on getting that B finger up first. That's the first thing you want to be doing. Okay, so we're going to scroll down here to the next section. The first thing I want to point out to you is, so we are now in the D's, and we have this take a whole line, and the reason is because on D, where normally there is a D grace note on that low G, we're moving it down to B. This is a thing you'll see with a lot of embellishments when they come off of or move to D, is they'll play the B grace note instead of a D grace note. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of a dumb finger. It takes people some practice to get this going. But literally, if we look at this, right, it's going to sound like, right? So we did our B finger. Okay. So let's play through this. I'm going to try to make it through all three of the lines. And so there's a couple things to notice here. We'll get down to E, and then when we're moving to E, you can't put an E grace note on E, so it's just open, right? And so anytime we're above, like, see, that's right there, it can't be there, so delete that out of there, because you can't do an E grace note up to there, so you can't do it. So that's going to be clean, that'll be clean, down to A. But like when we get here, we're basically just doing what's called a grip, and we'll talk about that in a different video. But things to be aware of. So I'm going to play along with this, see if you can follow along with the music. If you have any questions, obviously reach out, follow along with your eyes, and then play along with me if you can. So, all right. 1, 2, ready, play. So that's us moving all the way through those three lines. So you notice like it got a little sparse on some of the gracing because we ran out of fingers to be able to do them. The other thing is, make sure when you're coming from that low sound up to your like high up here, it's very easy to like go, or like where you get this weird crossing. Like if you're playing a high G or an F, you're going right from one to the other. There's no crossing noises where you blit up, no rolling all around. Roly-polies is bad for you and me. Okay. Now I have this kind of funky Taorluath exercise because the next thing that you would do, and this, I don't have this notated here, but like the normal like sheet you'd get would have you do like a Taorluath scale up so that, you have that sheet of paper. You should if you're in Grand Rapids and District. 1, 2, ready, play. Right, so not perfect for me, but I'm still working on it too, just like we all are, right? So again, we're like, you want to make sure when you're doing these, when you start to pick up your tempo a little bit, it's really easy just to like have a low G and forget to fire all the rest of your fingers. A lot of this where we're starting to get into is like, okay, now I've got to learn how to legitimately fire my fingers when I want them to, in the order, in the right rhythm. And sometimes it's easy to forget. Like a lot of people will get these really crushed where the like that sounds like crap. So you want it to be like, right? It's also easy not to lift your fingers, right? Where it's just like a low G sound. So you want to make it like, right? Right, and so that's that scale. And if you don't have that paper, reach out to me or Fred can get it to you, or something like that. So this is kind of like a little kind of exercise that I just kind of put together, that kind of takes what we've been talking about and puts it in play. It sounds something like this: 1, 2, ready, play. Except that ends on B. I ended on A. So that last measure. Right? So that's that last measure. Kind of something like that. We'll spit this out again. I just wrote this today, so I'm still kind of getting better at it. And then we go from C to A, to A to A, to D. And remember, we got our little B gracing in there. So from D to A, to E to A, F, G, all the way up from A to A, right? So it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, ready, play. So that kind of is Taorluaths. This video is getting kind of long, so I'll edit this down and kind of get it to you. But remember, you know, these are tricky. Really, really focus on these kind of up here, and really, really slowly get the movements down. I mean, like boom, 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 nice and even, nice and steady. And you're gonna get them. You're gonna get them in no time.